Hello, hello, beautiful people, and welcome to yet another session on Sparkle Up Your Life podcast where we all try to live as aligned, joyful, fulfilled life as possible, where we don't look at our life and think, nothing is technically wrong, but I'm still not living the life that I would want to be living, or I'm trying to shy away from the life that I'm living, but where we actually really feel that we've achieved the things that we wanted, that we can find those small, joyful moments in absolutely every single day, and where we feel that we are actually living the lives that are the right lives for us. So, this is definitely the podcast or the episodes where you will start learning or where you will get some ideas how to fall in love with your life again. If maybe you lost a little bit of your spark, or you are right now thinking, I would actually love to live a different life, or I would love to live a life that feels more aligned. So the thing is that it's okay to look at your life and think that nothing is technically wrong, but I've achieved so many of the things I wanted, but I stopped actually feeling alive. Because this is necessary, a crisis, but it's often something that means that simply you disconnected from yourself. And today I want to share with you the three things that helped me and continue to help me feel more alive again. Those three things are: one, noticing; two, experimenting; and three, connecting. So let's have a look at all three of them. The first one that I mentioned is basically noticing. The thing is, you cannot change what you don't see. So, the thing is that many of us operate on autopilot. We become such big experts of functioning. We are going through life and we are not really feeling what's happening with our life. We keep asking ourselves, what should we do? Instead of asking, what am I actually experiencing in life? What are the things that I'm feeling? What aligns with me? What doesn't? And this might be true about your emotions. This might be true about the energy. This might be true about specific moments of excitement. So often we are also disconnected for what actually drains our energy. We don't even realize that we are overthinking, that we are having so many reoccurring thoughts, and that we are, instead of actually living life, we are avoiding, we are hiding away. And sometimes that stage of noticing, paying attention, that awareness alone can change everything. So, the question that I want you to ask yourself at this point in time is, what made me feel most alive this week? Or when was the last time where I generally lost track of time? Those are the two questions where I find that both for myself and for my clients, it really helps to think and to notice what's going on in our lives. What are the things that maybe block us, or things that actually can encourage us and can support us in living that different version of our life? So that's the first stage, because just awareness itself, it's not enough. Just noticing itself is a great first step. But obviously, we need something more as well, because we should not just observe, but we should actually also experiment. And this is exactly the second step here. So, life changes when we actually start taking the action. But sometimes hearing just, you just need to act, is raising a lot of questions, because many of my clients ask me, but how do I know what is the right action? And I need to be certain before I actually do something. I want to know exactly what to do before I'm doing it, because otherwise I'm just rushing into things. And the thing is, first of all, the action is actually what creates that clarity. The action is what creates that confidence that we are all seeking. You cannot build up your confidence in your public presentation skills if you are never actually allowing yourself the experience of presenting in front of people. So we wait. So, how to bridge that big action that we have in mind is with small, tiny experiments. And the same goes also with sparkling up your life. I don't believe that you need to completely change your life. You're already living a good life, regardless of how difficult that life might be right now for you. That being said, there are small experiments that you can run right now that are not meant to be the pressure towards you, that are not meant to completely change your life, but they will start putting that momentum in place, that will start changing things. And those tiny experiments will actually help you sparkle up your life and change the identity of who you are to feel more aligned, to feel more joyful in what you're creating. The examples of that can be simply dancing to that one song that really makes you feel alive, like no one is watching, taking a different route to work, or it might be wearing something bold. It might be putting on a lipstick, as I am putting it on today. It might be simply going out and talking to a stranger. It might be saying no or saying yes, depending on what is more uncomfortable for you. It's about journaling. It might be trying out a new hobby or changing morning routine. You see, there are so many small, tiny experiments that you can bring into your life. And right now, I'm actually doing a 30 days of tiny experiments to sparkle up your life. So if you're interested in that, do follow me along on TikTok under She's a Force handle, where every day I'm just posting a very short video where we will go together through the challenge of creating that sparkled up life. Yeah, so it's not about identifying that big action or that big thing that you want to do, but it's rather about finding those small things where you can become 1% more alive, and tomorrow you will become another 1% more alive, and so on and so forth. So it's really about leaning into your curiosity, leaning into your excitement for life again, because you've created the life that you thought that you wanted. But now listening to this podcast means that you're searching for something more, something that can sparkle up your life a little bit. And the thing is, if we can replace that pressure, if we can replace those goals and those expectations with curiosity, this is how we put actually those small, tiny experiments in place where we realize that there is just information, right? Because when you do the experiment, either you win and you learn, or you actually fail, but in that failure, you learn. So you never really fail. So if you experiment, if you're aware and if you're noticing what else is missing, well, as humans, we are a social beings. So we come alive in connection with other people, the connection to ourselves, to other people, to, bigger purpose that we are having in life, to the nature, creativity, community. Those are all different ways how you can actually connect with yourself. So if you start putting this small experiments into your life, you will sparkle up your life. If you start noticing things around yourself rather than just running on the autopilot, you will start sparkling up your life. But also, when you actually connect with other people, with other women, you will become more sparkled up yourself, and your life will sparkle up as well. Because the thing is that real transformation often happens because we feel seen, we felt understood, encouraged, or simply we felt that we are reminded of who we actually are. So, connection isn't about relationships solely, but it's actually about remembering your place in life. So, I want you to think right now about what makes you feel connected, or where do you feel most like yourself, and think about how you can use that connection in everyday's life as well. This might be by joining the TikTok community and simply sharing the favorite song that you dance today to. Or it might be that you join the Substack community where we can exchange. It might be that you will use the opportunity to talk with a friend and share with them how you're feeling currently. It might be that you will talk with your parents, or it might be that you will invite your kids to dance with you today around the flat, because that's the number one action that we are doing, the small, tiny experiment on the way to sparkle up our life in tiny challenge. So, if your life feels flat right now, I would not advise you to immediately quit your job, move countries, and reinvent absolutely everything. Instead, I'm inviting you to notice, I'm inviting you to experiment, and I'm inviting you to connect because those three practices, repeated consistently, create extraordinary change and truly sparkled up your life. So, one tiny action that you can do today, you can choose one of yours, or you can follow our 30-day challenge on TikTok along, where today we are actually dancing to a song that makes us feel alive to the top of our lungs as we are singing it, and we are dancing like no one is watching. I really want to end this recording telling to you that you don't have to become a different person in order to love your life. You just have to reconnect with the one life that you're already living and with the person that you already are. Thank you for spending these moments with me. If today's episode helped you feel a little bit more connected to yourself, living a bit more sparkled up life, I'd love for you to share it with another woman who might need this reminder too. And until next time, keep noticing, keep experimenting, keep connecting, and keep sparkling up your life. Till the next time.